Hello students, today I shall discuss the deflection equation of a cantilever beam with gradually varying load. So look at this is the cantilever beam, okay, and span is L, total length is L, A point is absolutely fixed and B point is free. So here you see a gradually varying load in form of triangle, right angle triangle. So at point B there is no load, but at the point A the load is highest and the load value is W per unit length. Okay, so we see here that at point A there is no kind of deflection, but as we progress from A to B the deflection gradually increases, and but at point B the deflection is highest. So this is the dotted line. That line denotes the deflection. So we see that B point comes down to B dash after deflection. So the maximum deflection is y max, that is B dash. So from point B dash we will draw a tangent on AB, and it will make an angle IB with the AB. So IB is the slope at point B. So total load here you see half for triangle area, half base into height, half WL. So from the for the section x dash, when x lies in between 0 to L, so shear force is calculated for this particular section. Shear force is half into base into height. So half, what will be the base? Base is L, x, base is x, and what will be the height for this particular height? Look at this height. So how will calculate? As I have already told you during shear force bending moment diagram of gradually varying load, here how can you calculate at the point L? At the point L the load is W for, okay, for length L load W, for length 1 the load will be W by L, so length x the load will be W by L into x. So this is how W by L into x. Similarly we will calculate the bending moment. As the force is downward, so bending moment will be negative, minus of half the force, that means the force W by L into x square into distance. What is the distance? Now distance will be the amount of gradually varying load for this particular section will be active at the CG of this particular right angle triangle. So CG will be from x dash section to x by 3 distance, so into x by 3. From there we will get the bending moment equation. Now we also know m equal to ei d2 I dx2. So after replacing m in equation 2 we will get the expression like this. So from this equation we will then integrate for the first time. First integration, so ei dx of dy dx like this. So after integration we will get the expression like this, equation 2. So here you see a integration constant C2. So how you calculate the C2? Now C2 will be calculated based on the boundary conditions. So what will be the boundary condition? We see here at the point x equal to L, that means at point A there is no slope, actually no slope. Okay, so we can say at the point x equal to L dy dx equal to 0, so put this boundary condition at equation 2, so we'll calculate the C1. Now replace C1 in equation 2, we'll get the equation like equation 3. So equation 3 is a major equation to determine slope at any point on the beam, because this equation consists of term dy dx. So dy dx is nothing but a slope. So equation 3 is responsible to calculate the slope at any point on the beam. So we see here the maximum slope occurs at point B, that means at the point x equal to 0. So put x equal to 0 in equation 3, we will get the IB value, that means slope at point B. Here we see the slope is positive value. Why positive? Because we see here the tangent line. The tangent line makes an angle clockwise. This is the clockwise with the beam AB. Okay, because the tangent makes an angle clockwise with the AB line. So this is why we get the positive value. So we calculate the slope at point B IB equal to WL cube by 24 EI radian. Okay. So from equation 3 we can write, we will integrate once again to get the value of deflection. That is EIY equal to minus WX to the power 5 by 120L plus WL cube by 24x plus C2. So C2 is the integration constant. So we'll calculate the value of C2 by using the boundary conditions. So what will be the boundary conditions here? So we see here at the point x equal to L, that means at point A, there is no deflection at all. So at point x equal to L, y equal to 0. Now put this boundary condition in equation 4, we will get the value of C2. As soon as we get the value of C2, put this C2 value in equation 4, we will get a equation like this, equation 5. So equation 5 can help you to determine the deflection at any point on the beam. We see the maximum deflection occurs where? Now at point B. So you will have to find the maximum deflection at point B, that means at x equal to 0. So put x equal to 0 in equation 5, we will get the expression for y max. Y max comes negative because the deflection is downward. So whatever the sign is positive or negative, we will take the magnitude value. Okay, we will take the modulus value. Okay, so that is why y max is finally received as WL to the power 4 by 30 EI. So the maximum deflection occurs at the point B, that means at the free end. Okay, thank you. So such kind of deflection equations, so how to solve that, the methodology is the same, but nothing but is a double integration method. 2 times you will have to integrate. Just practice at your home regular basis. Okay, the chapter is very easy. Okay, thank you.